It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT. I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so this is the whole hot button topic in boxing right now. I really wanted to talk about it because it is quite interesting. I feel like there's definitely some moving parts here. And I just hope that it's not as complex and as nuanced as I think. And I just hope for our sake, I don't got to hear about legalities and minutia. And the fight can just happen. You know, we can live and maintain so everyone can be happy. Like they say in Paid in Full. Right? So, that being said, it was reported yesterday. Not reported, but it was stated yesterday by none other than the man himself, Ryan Garcia, King Ryan. He stated that, and I quote, "I have advised my team to contact Team Haney to discuss and make that fight happen between Devin and I." So he's saying that him, Ryan Garcia, has instructed his team, the fine folks at Golden Promotions, to move forward with going ahead and making the damn Devin Haney fight. Now, Devin Haney confirmed that to be true and said that these are facts. Ryan then continued on by saying, I quote, "The ball's in your court, Devin. I made my move, and I'm showing you and the boxing community that I am committed to this fight." Now, this came out of left field everywhere. It seemed to take everybody by surprise because even Rick Glazer, who I know is very close to the Golden Boy camp, who would have never been surprised by something like this, he was surprised. So that's how I know it was out of left field because I know how close Rick works with Golden Boy and whatnot, right? So with that being said, as far as the fight itself, I like the fight. I think the fight is good for boxing, you know. It would give Ryan Garcia the chance to do what he probably should have been doing a long time ago, which is fighting for a world title. It'll give him a chance to definitely become world champion. We know Ryan Garcia is coming off of one of the bigger fights and events in boxing this year when he fought Tank Davis. And he is one of the biggest stars in boxing, whether you like it or not. As polarizing as he may be, he is one of the biggest stars in boxing. There's no two ways about it, right? So that's one part of the equation. The other part of the equation is that him and Devin Haney have quite a long history in the amateur. They fought each other multiple times in the amateurs. I believe Ryan won. Don't quote me on this, but I think Ryan. I know Ryan won some fights. I know Devin won some fights. I believe Ryan might have won more fights than Devin, but don't quote me on that. I do know his mom was like a big part of the USA boxing and whatnot. So sometimes I've heard people try to discredit Ryan Garcia and say, "Oh well, Ryan was only but so good in the amateurs because his mom and people had a stake or they had prominent positions within USA boxing. They had influence, so he would get a lot of decisions in fights." But regardless of the fact, you know, this fight does have a lot of history. Both of these guys, I feel, one guy is a big box office draw. The other guy is becoming a bigger draw himself in Devin Haney. So it makes a lot of fight. It makes a lot of sense. And, you know, I want to give some credit to Steve Kim because I didn't even consider this point until I read his tweet. So, you know, Steve Kim, shout out to him. Talk that shit, Steve. Steve said the following, and I quote, and I'll dissect from here. He says, "Yes, it's true that Golden Boy has been given the green light by Ryan Garcia to make a bout with Devin Haney. They have contacted Eddie Hearn about making the fight. But the question is, will a certain attorney intervene to kill the fight?" That's the question. So, that being said, the attorney they're talking about is none other than Lupe Valencia. Now, what can we say about Lupe Valencia? You know, I think Lupe Valencia, you can love the guy, you can dislike the guy. Very smart man, you know, lawyer. Obviously, he's positioned himself in boxing to a place where he's been able to become a prominent figure for some fighters, like Ryan Garcia, like Brandon Rios, and things like that in the past. But we know that Lupe Valencia, while he may work with Ryan Garcia, he doesn't necessarily do what's best, what Golden Boy Promotions wants, right? So we saw that Golden Boy Promotions didn't want him to fight Gervonta Davis. We knew that anybody who really is in the know in the boxing world knows that Lupe Valencia is close to and works with and has a good relationship with the fine folks at PBC and Al Heyman, which is why he was able to talk to Ryan Garcia and get in his ear and get Ryan to go against the own best wishes of Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins. And he took the fight with Tank for the 136-pound catch weight, and that's what it was. So just because Ryan may want something, I think Lupe Valencia may have the power to kill or veto the fight. Now, I'll say this: if Ryan really wants to fight, Ryan's generating so much money, and I think Devin Haney and Ryan would be such a big fight. It would generate. I don't think it would generate what the Tank fight generated, but because I don't think either one of these guys is the kind of star Tank is as far as at the box office and at selling tickets. But together, I think it's still a big event, and it's a big enough event where I don't feel Lupe Valencia would get in the way. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm being a little optimistic. I don't know if I'm being overly optimistic, but I am. He just had a good little tune-up win against Oscar Duarte. I'm sure Ryan is going to want the big fights. And look, Ryan Garcia, I think it's important for boxing that Ryan Garcia be in the big fights. And it'd be even better if he could win one of these big fights because he's got a big mass appeal outside of boxing. And, he's a talented kid. But he's got to start listening to Derek James. Whatever Derek James tells him, he's got to listen to him. He's got to really develop more. He's got to be his best self because I'll tell you right now, at 40, shit, man. At 135, I thought this fight would have been a bit more competitive if they would have fought at 135 just because I don't think Devin was quite as good at 35 as he was going to be at 40. But now at 40, I mean, Devin looked nice and strong at the weight. Devin looked sharper. Devin looked like he had a percentage or two more of quickness to the punches. He was closing the gap. I know when Devin would throw punches and he would close the gap on opponents, the gap would close quicker because it seemed like he just had more energy. He was more full of energy and he looked more ready to fight. And it showed a lot against Regis Prograis, which I thought was a great stylistic matchup for him. Now, the Ryan Garcia fight's intriguing because Devin is definitely the better fighter in terms of the better boxer in terms of footwork and things like that. But we know Ryan Garcia's got a great left hook, and we know that Ryan Garcia, at times in that Duarte fight, he showed that he can box off that back foot. But I think he still needs to listen to Derek James and get more things in place. So my thing is with Ryan Garcia, that fight right there could be the one. It could be the one stylistically where, Devin, his advantage is the fact that he's long and he's rangy. Ryan Garcia is equally as long and he's rangy. So look at some of the guys. Look at some of the guys that Devin's been fighting recently or just throughout his career. Lomachenko, smaller than him. Jojo Diaz, smaller than him. Regis Prograis, a natural 40-pounder, but still smaller than him. The arms aren't quite as long. Devin hasn't fought a ton of guys like in recent years. You could say are tall, rangy, upper echelon type of fighters. Ryan Garcia, I think is a upper. I think he's a good fighter. I don't know if he's upper echelon, but he could be. He has upper echelon potential, right? So it's all about can he put it together that one night. And I think stylistically, even though Ryan Garcia has not accomplished what Devin has accomplished, I think the best Ryan Garcia on his night can give Devin Haney a lot of problems. I really do think that, but that's a big if. That all depends on Derek James and whatnot, and if he listens to Derek James and the kind of game plan they come up with. But nonetheless, that's the news, guys. I wanted to bring that to your attention. Ryan Garcia tweets yesterday that he has instructed his team to make the fight happen with Devin Haney. Devin Haney confirms it's true, and they could be fighting for the WBC 140-pound title. The only question is, will Lupe Valencia, the lawyer who acts independently of Goldwyn Promotions and whatnot, and may even have a different plan for Ryan. Maybe he might not want to do that, because he does, believe it or not, with Lupe being so close to Al Heyman, sometimes he can kind of, in a de facto sense, I feel, this is my opinion, I could be wrong, I'm entitled to my opinion, I'm an American working class citizen, I feel Lupe Valencia does kind of work in a sense as a de facto promoter for Al Heyman, even though he's not a promoter himself. He's with Ryan Garcia, so Al could advise Ryan through Lupe, you know what I'm saying, that type of thing. So that's just my opinion. I'm entitled to it. But leave yours down below. I want to hear from you guys what you guys think. What do you guys think about Ryan saying he wants this fight? What do you guys think about the fight in general, stylistically, and what kind of chance do you give Ryan Garcia? And will Lupe Valencia, the lawyer, do you think he'll play any role in the fight not happening? If it does not happen, leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just giving dang it. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.